Hi, I'm Tracy Fessenden. I am the co-director of the Recovering Truth Project, and I am here today talking with my colleague Evan Berry, who is a scholar of religion and the environment, a fellow in the project, and the author of an important book called Devoted to Nature, which looks at the ways in which the American environmental movement is saturated with theological understandings. And we are very fortunate to have him with us in the project. We're going to talk today a little bit about the way in which understandings of truth are inflected by understandings of nature. Okay, so Evan Berry, are we living in a post-truth era?
I don't think we are. I think we imagine, because of the conditions set up by social media and the ways in which digital technologies manipulate and mediate our relationship to knowledge, that something fundamentally different is the case. But I think our ways of knowing the world around us were always plural, and we just feel out of control of that process.
So how do we get to this point of feeling out of control? I think that's a brilliant point, that our ways of knowing were always multiple. But why does it feel so chaotic now? And so why do so many of us feel that truth seems to be receding?
Because there are vested interests that have access to the technologies that wedge between people and their knowing. And I think communities know things differently, and I think communities are still possible. I think nations know things, and nations are still possible. I think humans know things, and that human connection is still possible. And so even if technology, and especially social medias, would tend to disrupt and sometimes bring those things together, we don't need to feel disempowered simply because others have power.
Where do we go from here?
So I think a lot about the relationship between climate change and truth. I've long been really concerned about climate denialism and where it comes from. It's purposeful. And so the doubts and ambiguities that people have about climate change are made, not begotten. And I think one of the things we need to do is come to terms with that, right? We need to see and reflect on our own multiple knowledges about environmental degradation and where it comes from and who benefits from it and who suffers from it, in order to be able to take that on. And the whole thing is of a piece. You don't get to deal with the consequences and benefits of environmental injustice if you don't see the system that tries to render those opaque.
Thank you. Brilliant.